Hi, I'm Terri with Prepped and Polished in South Natick, Massachusetts. I'm glad you could join me today. The SAT is getting a makeover, so students and families are bound to have many questions. I hope you had the opportunity to check out my previous blogs detailing the content of the redesigned SAT 2016. Today, I want to answer frequently asked questions from students and families about the administration of the exam and examine the when, why, and how of the revised SAT. First up, I'll answer some when questions and clear them up. Question number 1. When will the redesigned SAT be given for the first time? College Board will launch the first administration of the redesigned SAT in March 2016. Question number 2. Is the PSAT NMSQT changing, and when will that test be offered? The PSAT NMSQT will change with the SAT, and it's planned to launch October 2015. This test is fully aligned with the new SAT. It features rights-only scoring, subscores for every test. It has evidence-based reading and writing test and a math test. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Question number 3. In spring 2016, can students take both the current SAT and the redesigned SAT to determine which score is higher? In spring 2016, the current SAT will no longer be offered. Some students will already have taken the current SAT and take the redesigned SAT later. So College Board recommends that students send all scores to colleges to use those scores that are most favorable to students. Next, I'll address the most frequently asked why question. Question number 4. Why is College Board making changes to the current SAT? College Board is making changes to better align the test with skills required for college and career readiness, to better measure student preparedness for the rigors of college coursework, and to better connect the test with high school curricula and reward productive use of classroom time. Next, I'll answer a group of how questions that students and parents want to know. Question number 5. How is the SAT changing? I detailed this in a previous blog, but let me show you in a nutshell. Sections will be evidence-based reading and writing and math. There will be an optional essay. The SAT is aiming for more real-world applications and analysis from students on areas that matter most in college and career. There'll be questions asking students to support answers with evidence. There will be vocabulary that students will frequently encounter in both college and career. And there'll be an essay prompt asking students to analyze a writer's argument. There'll be multi-step math problems requiring students to apply math to real-world contexts. The focus will be on fewer topics with a heavy emphasis on algebra. And also, the new test will be administered by print or computer. Question number 6. How will SAT scores change? There are some significant changes, let me show you. The redesigned SAT will be scored on a 400 to 1600 point scale. The evidence-based reading and writing section and the math section each will be scored on a 200 to 800 point scale. Scores for the optional essay will be reported separately, and there will be 3 scores: reading, writing, and analysis, each scored between 2 and 8. There's rights-only scoring. There's no longer a penalty for wrong answers. And there's enriched score reports that will provide more insight into students' strengths and areas for improvement. Question number 7. How will colleges compare scores on the redesigned SAT to scores on the current SAT? College Board will provide colleges with a concordance, that's what they call it, that shows how the 2 sets of scores compare. Question number 8. How will the redesigned SAT help colleges to make admissions decisions? The SAT 2016 will give more insight into an applicant's strengths through a more detailed score report. Here's a bonus answer to the most frequently asked question. Question number 9. Will the redesigned SAT be harder or easier than the current SAT? Well, that's a tough one to answer. It depends on the student. Some skills have been eliminated that are difficult, like recognizing obscure vocabulary, like perfidious, in sentence completions. And then there's new features, including an optional essay, fewer multiple choice questions, and there's no penalty for wrong answers. There's an increased emphasis on critical thinking, problem solving, and data analysis. Practice tests will definitely be a good way to determine your skills on the new SAT. Prepped and Polished can guide you through the changes coming on the redesigned SAT so that you're confident and prepared for test day. We've got your back. Stay tuned for further up-to-date information and check out our series on the new SAT. If you have any questions or you want more in-depth tutoring, either online or in person, simply email info@preppedandpolished.com and we'll be glad to help. And remember, if you liked the information today, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Good luck.